I'm back. Hello, celebrating kids. My name is Alan, and the only makes one thing. It's the Dream Team. What's my panda? Hey, George, where are you?
Whoa! Alright! I'm ready for week 5 of our series on identity. Good to see you again, Al.
Good to see you.
How you been?
Pretty good.
That's good. It's nice to catch up with Alan. It would be even better if we could catch up with all you guys. But this will have to do for right now. We are going to go into what we have in store for week 5. But first, do you know what time it is, Alan?
It's worship time.
Worship time. We're going to hand over to our incredible worship team, and they are going to lead us in a song of praise. Get ready to dance. Get ready to lift your hands. We're going to sing.
Tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I'll remember this. Let's go. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. Knock, 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 knock. God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 knock. God opens up the door. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door.
So that was some awesome praise.
Yeah, I'm still bouncing from it.
Boom, boom.
Woo!
Boom.
Thanks, guys. We really love that.
George, do you know
Alan.
what time it is?
It must be
Recap! So on the first week, we look at a Father's heart.
That's right. We are looking at identity, and we looked at the Father's heart for us. On week 2, we looked at how we are created for good and how that changes the way we think.
Week 3, we look at Christians as God has made us family.
That's right. And week 4, we looked at how we are created for action. We looked at this through the life of Gideon, that we shouldn't doubt what God has called us to, but we should stand firm and look forward just as Joshua did. So what are we looking at in week 5, Alan?
So this week, we are looking at what God said who we are.
That's right. We are created as God says. So we're looking at today how it's incredibly important to shut out the negative voices that might be declared over our lives. Whether it's something that maybe a parent has said to you by accident, or maybe a friend at school, or maybe even your thoughts. It's important that we shut out those negative voices that declare the opposite of what God says over us.
So we are going to have a lesson time. We're going to go to the Bible and actually look at Adam and Eve and their story.
That's right. So we all know the story of Adam and Eve, how they were living in perfect unity in the garden with creation and with God. But a little slivery snake comes in and the serpent speaks lies over Adam and Eve, and they believe them. And what that causes so much dysfunction throughout the stories of the Bible, because they have let the devil's lies influence their actions. But what we are called to do as followers of Jesus is fix our eyes on Jesus and what he says, and make that the loudest voice over us. Just as we learned in week 1, it's so important to declare what the Father says over us. And we're going to look at that through a Bible verse.
Hey, Charles,
Hey, Alan.
what was the Bible verse from last week?
Good question. Do you guys know? Oh, here it is. Were you right? So the Bible verse for this week comes from Matthew 4 verse 4. And I'll teach it to you, Alan.
Awesome.
It says, people do not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4 verse 4. Would you like me to teach it to you, Alan?
Yes, please.
Great. Repeat after me. People do not
People do not
live by bread alone,
who live by bread alone,
but by every word
but by every word
that comes from the mouth of God.
that comes from the mouth of God.
Matthew 4
Matthew 4
verse 4.
verse 4.
Can you guys say it with us? Alright, let's say it all together. 1, 2, 3. People do not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4 verse 4.
Hey, George,
Alan,
how do you hold on to God's truth?
what I do to hold on to what God says about me is I surround me with people who know who I'm called to be. And they can remind me all the time who I am in God. What about yourself, Alan?
For me, when I didn't even mind of what God have told me, I just listened to some worship music.
Awesome. I love that. What about you guys? Why don't you take some time to think about it? Maybe even ask a parent. How can you hold on to God's truth in your life? So, as we've seen throughout today's lesson, it's important that we don't listen to the negative voices in our life. So maybe you might be influenced by what you see on YouTube, and it might not be things that God has called you to. But it's important that we continue to read our word, like the verse said, and continue to understand what God says about us. And I heard on the grapevine, Alan, that we might have a special activity for us to do.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Alright, what is it?
So, get some paper and a pen and write down your favorite Bible verse and stick it up your room.
Awesome. Make it in as big words as you can so that you can see it every single morning when you wake up, so you remember what God says about you. What else can we do?
We can pray to God.
That's right. And we want to do an extra little challenge out for you guys. Why don't you write a Bible verse that you love and that shares what God says about you, and share it with one of your friends. They could come to church, or they might even just be a friend from school. I reckon that would really bless them.
Yes.
That's right. Bring, 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 bring. Hello? No worries, thank you.
Who is that, Josh?
Oh, you know who it was. That was our call time. We've got to wrap up again. Alright, it has been so much fun. We have loved sharing some Bible stories for week 5 of identity, looking at what God says about us. I wonder what next week will be, but we're looking forward to it. And We will see you then.
I'm Eileen,
I'm Josh.
and we're the Dream Team.
See you later.